In early 2025, a small Colorado town thought it was safe. Tucked away in the mountains, far from big city chaos, the high school stood like a pillar of calm. But sometimes, evil doesn't come from the outside. Sometimes it grows quietly within the very walls we trust. January 12, 2025 began like any other day at Rockfield High, a freezing Tuesday morning. Students dragged their feet through icy parking lots, bundled in heavy jackets. By 8 a.m., the bell had rung and class had started. To most, it felt like just another day of notes, quizzes, and hallway gossip. But in the shadows of that routine, something darker had been building for weeks. Several students had noticed unsettling changes in a classmate. A boy who once blended into the background now stood out for the wrong reasons. He grew withdrawn, sitting alone at lunch, scribbling pages filled with violent drawings and cryptic messages. Teachers dismissed it as typical teenage angst. His classmates whispered about him, but no one acted. On social media, he left strange late-night posts, images of storm clouds, lyrics about ending it all, and cryptic numbers that no one could decode. To his few followers, it seemed like rambling. But to those who looked back later, it was a countdown. "10:17 a.m. The first sound wasn't recognized at all. Some thought it was fireworks outside. Others thought a chair had fallen. But then came the second, and the third. Chaos rippled through the halls. Teachers slammed doors shut, shouting at students to get down. The intercom cracked with static before a trembling voice said one word: lockdown. Phones buzzed with frantic texts. "Where are you? Are you safe? Don't move." In room 214, one student quietly began recording. That video, shaky and muffled, would later become one of the few surviving glimpses of what happened inside Rockfield High. The sounds echoed through the school, footsteps pounding, doors rattling, terrified sobs held under desks. For 7 endless minutes, students prayed the noise wouldn't come closer. Some texted goodbyes, others tried to stay utterly still, counting the seconds between each distant bang. And then, silence. A silence so complete it felt inhuman. When police finally stormed the building, they found scenes of fear frozen in place. Classrooms barricaded with chairs, scribbled notes of panic, and cell phones with unfinished messages. But the one responsible was gone. The attack left scars deeper than anyone could measure. 3 students never made it home that night. Countless others would carry the weight of trauma forever. In the days that followed, the town of Rockfield was consumed by grief and confusion. How could this have happened here? How had the signs been missed? And most chilling of all, why was the shooter never found? Some said he escaped through a maintenance tunnel. Others believed he turned the weapon on himself and was hidden in the chaos. But no definitive answer ever came. His online trail ended abruptly. His house stood empty. His name was never released. Rockfield High remains open today. Students walk the same halls, sit in the same classrooms, but the shadow of that day lingers. Because the scariest horror stories aren't about ghosts or monsters. They're about the darkness that walks among us, waiting to be seen.